suspect's been on the run for 90 minutes. What I want out of each and every one of you is a hard target search of every gas station, residence, warehouse, farmhouse, hen house, outhouse, or dog house in this area. Put that gun down! I didn't kill my wife!
Harrison Ford is the fugitive. Rated PG.
Opens August 6th. Call 777-FILM for advance tickets.
Maybe one of the best adaptations of a television series ever. I mean, directed by Andrew Davis, who did Under Siege, and featuring a phenomenal cast, which includes an Oscar-winning performance by Tommy Lee Jones as the agent that's going after Harrison Ford's character. It's just an incredible movie. It's a great action thriller. It's a great thriller all around. Just a great adventure. You're following these characters around. The action sequences are very well done. They still hold up all these years later. And it's just a great movie all around. It's just an amazing film. It's a ton of fun, a great film. Can't recommend it enough. I also recommend U.S. Marshals, too. We'll get to that one when that comes out, but it's a very underrated spin-off film which features Tommy Lee Jones reprising his role as the agent going after. He went after Harrison Ford in this one. This time he's going after Wesley Snipes, and I think that's a pretty good movie, too. Not as good as The Fugitive, but still pretty fun all around. So, okay, next movie, The Meteor Man from Robert Townsend.
I always look.
Robert Townsend, The Meteor Man, rated PG, starts Friday, August 6th at theaters everywhere.
One of the earliest superhero films to actually feature a black person in the starring role. Robert Townsend, of course, is the man who did Hollywood Shuffle. He also did the Five Heartbeats, and this movie didn't do anywhere near as good as those other movies, but I do have to commend it for at least trying to do something unique and different. I think there are definitely aspects in here that could work, but I think I think just the script overall is not all that exciting or unique. The comedy isn't really all that exciting. The action sequences aren't that fun either. It doesn't really know what kind of tone it wants to set for itself, and I think that's one of the reasons why it backfired big time, and I think it was one of the ones that for Robert Townsend, his career kind of took a downturn after this. I don't remember him doing anything hugely significant, unless I'm forgetting something right off the bat. But, yeah, as far as I know, he didn't do anything as significant as Hollywood Shuffle or Five Heartbeats after this. I think this movie kind of killed his movie career. But I could be wrong on that. Once again, I'm trying to move these along here, so I don't have time to do the whole research. But Meteor Man, intriguing idea, just bad execution. So, with that said, next movie, and that is My Boyfriend's Back.
They say you only get one chance at life, but for childhood sweethearts Missy and Johnny, true love will never die.
He came back from the dead for me.
He's a stinking zombie, you idiot.
He may be dead,
Rats.
but his heart still beats for the girl that he loves.
I would love to go to the prom with you.
Go for it, Johnny! Pretty damned active for a dead guy.
My Boyfriend's Back, rated PG-13.
Directed by Bob Balaban, his second movie as a director. He also directed Parents, which we talked about on here before. And simple premise here: a zombie wants to go on a date with this person that he falls in love with, and it's kind of a nice little throwback to kind of what these B movies of the 50s and 60s were like. And honestly, I thought it kind of enjoyable. I like these two leads that they have here, Andrew Lowry and Tracy Lynn. I thought the comedy overall was nicely done. It knows what it wants to be. It knows it's intentionally silly. It's over the top, and it's honestly a kind of a little fun movie. It didn't do well critically or financially, but I am glad to see that it has somewhat of a cult following over the years, and it is actually a nice little surprise. I was actually really amazed at how much I enjoyed this movie, but yeah, My Boyfriend's Back. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. You might be pleasantly surprised by it. On to the next movie, a movie I really know nothing about, so we will quick on this one, The Wedding Banquet.
You are cordially invited to a very special wedding.
Now repeat after me.
I, oui, oui.
Oui, oui.
And you, oui, Tom.
Oui, oui.
In sickness and in health till death do us part.
Till sickness and death.
The bride is calm. The groom is cool. And the parents are the picture of happiness. There's only one problem. Everyone wants to kiss the bride, except the groom.
Haven't seen it, so I can't really say too much about it. The only thing that I know that's notable about this movie is that it's directed by Ang Lee, and this is actually his second movie that he did following Pushing Hands, which came out the year before. And that's pretty much all I know about this movie, and it actually does kind of look pretty fun. It's basically about a gay Taiwanese immigrant man who marries a mainland Chinese woman to placate her parents and get his parents to get her a green card. His plan backfires when his parents arrive in the United States to plan his wedding banquet, and he hides the truth of his gay partner. It's a fun little concept, but I really don't know too much about it, but could be something good. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about the wedding banquet. On to the next movie, on Friday the 13th, and what a coincidence, it's a Friday the 13th movie, Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday.
Horror has many faces, but pure evil wears only one. And this is your final chance to see it. Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday. Rated R. Starts Friday, August 13th at a theater near you.
Man, this movie lies to you on so many levels. First off, it's not the last Friday the 13th movie because they'd make more after this. And it's the worst Friday the 13th movie. I didn't think they'd do worse than Jason Takes Manhattan, but I'm sorry. When you take Jason Voorhees and turn him into this worm-like creature, you really have missed the mark big time. And wow, this movie misses the mark big time. The only thing that's notable about this is that it teases the eventual Freddy versus Jason crossover that we get, but yeah, other than that, this is the worst one of the series. This really is the worst movie in the Friday the 13th series, and Jason is a worm. What more do I even need to say to you? It's a bad movie. Anyway, on to the next movie, and that is The Secret Garden.
Time long ago, an orphan discovers the secrets hidden inside a faraway castle and meets an enchanted boy who talks to and knows the secrets of all animals. Together with her long-lost cousin, they unlock all the magic and the mysteries of The Secret Garden. Rated G, now playing at a theater near you.
I'm only starting to realize now that 1993 actually had a ton of really good family movies. This is one that's very underrated. Produced by Francis Ford Coppola and based off of the book by Francis Hodgson Burnett. This is directed by the same person that did Europa, and some other movies, To Kill a Priest, A Lonely Woman, and would later go on to direct notable film things such as A Shot in the Heart and the 2014 remake of Rosemary's Baby. It's a fun little movie. It's a nicely visually pleasing movie. It's a nice, enjoyable story. You like these characters. You like the setup. It's a ton of fun. It's a very underrated family film. If you haven't seen it, I'd say definitely check it out. It's a really underrated film, and it's a great family film. It's one of the many underrated family films we're going to get into in this particular stretch of movies that I have here. And yeah, Secret Garden. It's a very underrated film. I'd say definitely check it out. And you should also check out this next movie because it also is a very underrated film, Heart and Souls.
I know who has invisible friends like you guys.
When Thomas grew up, Thomas! He put away childish things.
Do me a favor. Fade out again.
But now, he needs a little help
You're so afraid of being hurt. You're going to end up all alone.
to find the place in his heart that can still believe.
I love you.
From the director of City Slickers, Robert Downey Jr., Heart and Souls, rated PG-13. Starts tomorrow at theaters everywhere.
I mean, Robert Downey Jr., Keira Sedgwick, Charles Grodin, Alfre Woodard, Tom Sizemore, Elizabeth Shue, David Paymer, B.B. King, and Kurtwood Smith is also in here, as well as Chloe Webb from Twins, and it's directed by the guy who did City Slickers. I mean, what more can you say about it? It's a nicely made film. It's a great movie with a great cast overall. A lot of funny moments, a lot of good romantic moments. Robert Downey Jr. really gets his chance to shine in this movie, and he really does have this is probably one of his most underrated films, if not his most underrated film, because he's so good in this movie. He is just phenomenal in here, and everyone else in here is very good as well. It's a movie that I'm glad to see is getting more of a following over the years. It's gotten some Blu-ray releases. If you haven't seen Heart and Souls, please go and check this out. It's a very underrated film, a great film, fantastic film. Can't recommend it enough. Heart and Souls, great movie. Next film I have here is another underrated film, Joe Mantegna in Searching for Bobby Fischer, also with Ben Kingsley.
I'm playing chess with my dad.
This is the movie.
kids should share.
Wanna play?
And everybody is talking about. One of the best movies so far this year. Powerful, inspirational.
Oh, good! Yes, and
Two very enthusiastic thumbs up. A movie every American family should see. Searching for Bobby Fischer. Now playing at select theaters.
Written and directed by Steven Zazilian, who was best known for writing Awakenings and would later win an Oscar for writing Schindler's List. You've got Max Pomerantz playing the young kid in here, and Joe Mantegna's playing his father, Joan Allen is the mother, Ben Kingsley, Lawrence Fishburne, and it's again, kind of like with The Secret Garden, it's a nice little family film. It's got some good acting from everybody in here. You're really invested in this character and the situation that he finds himself in with this chess tournament, and it's just got a lot of the great performances all around. Mantegna, I think, gives one of his best performances in his career in this movie, honestly. And I like him in this. I like Ben Kingsley a lot. It's a nice little film. It's one that I don't think gets a whole lot of attention, but it is something that I really do recommend you check out. It's another great, underrated little film that came out around this time period. Searching for Bobby Fischer. And as I go to the next list here for August 20th, we're getting into the next set of movies we have here, and that starts off with Jean-Claude Van Damme and John Woo's Hard Target.
Hard Target 100% action. A rocket-powered roller coaster. A supercharged blast of fireworks. With breathtaking, amazing stunts.
how's it feel to be hunted? You tell me!
Legendary director John Woo is a movie magician, and Jean-Claude Van Damme is the #1 action hero in movies today.
He's obviously not someone we should underestimate.
Hard Target, rated R. Now playing at theaters everywhere.
So this was John Woo's first directorial effort in America, and was actually the first major Hollywood film made by a Chinese director. And Universal was so nervous about Woo directing the film, they sent in Sam Raimi to look over the film's production. And there was a lot of misfires behind the scenes, and I think it definitely shows up on screen. But the movie overall, it's okay for what it is. It's Jean-Claude Van Damme doing what Jean-Claude Van Damme does so well. And I think John Woo would later find success later on with stuff like Face Off, and then Broken Arrow, Face Off, and then as they went forward with that. But I mean, for a first movie here in the States, it's not a bad film. It's just a lackluster film, to say the least. It's a movie that doesn't really have a whole lot there to make it stand out on its own, but for what it is, it's perfectly fine for what it is. So that's really all you got to say about Hard Target. Next movie we have here, and that is Surf Ninjas.
California kids. Hey, sir! Oh, who've just been given the power of the ninja. It's your destiny. Now, kill him, whether they like it or not. Wow, they're America's newest secret weapon. There's dynamite here.
We'll throw it at him.
I got one. Surf ninjas.
I love the part when I was like,
Rated PG.
sorry.
Starts Friday, August 20th at a theater near you.
You wouldn't believe that this is directed by the same man that did Bachelor Party almost 10 years ago. But Surf Ninjas. Remember, bend your knees, move your arms. Ernie Reyes Jr. from Ninja Turtles 2. Rob Schneider's in here. Leslie Nielsen plays the bad guy. Corny movie as hell, but a fun corny movie. And, you know, Leslie Nielsen playing out of character for him, at least from the Naked Gun movies. It's silly, it's stupid, it's not really all that engaging or exciting, but it's fine for what it is. It's a nostalgic guilty pleasure, honestly. It's a movie that I don't watch a whole lot, but when I do, it's like, okay, that takes me back to when I watched this movie when I was a kid. So, not a good movie whatsoever, but for what it is, it's a nice piece of cheesy, nostalgic fun. Surf Ninjas. Next up, Woody Allen with Manhattan Murder Mystery.
I mean, we could be living next door to a murderer.
Well, New York is a melting pot.
When a neighbor's wife died,
She had a heart attack. She's dead.
Carol knew it was murder.
What do you mean you snuck into his apartment? Are you nuts?
So did Ted and Marcia.
He's gotten away with murder. Our only chance is to nab him.
I'm a detective. They lowered the hypercrime.
Now it's Larry who feels like murder.
Hey, Larry, relax. Now, you just don't panic, okay?
Manhattan Murder Mystery.
Of course, Woody Allen directed this. This is the 8th and so far the last movie that he's collaborated with Diane Keaton on. It's an okay movie. A movie that began as an early draft of Annie Hall and then eventually became its own thing. It's fine for what it is. It's Woody Allen doing what Woody Allen does so well. It's a decent movie. Not one of his strongest films per se, but it does have its funny moments. It has a lot of the same things that you like in most Woody Allen movies. And I don't know. It was overall enjoyable for what it was. It's not something that I'm going to remember for a long period of time, but it's a movie that I do watch occasionally if I want to go through the Woody Allen filmography, and I'm just kind of like, okay, that was pretty good for what it is. But yeah. So that's pretty much all I got to say about Manhattan Murder Mystery. On to the next movie, and that is King of the Hill.
Hello, Billy. Hello, Aaron. How are you? I'm fine. What did you have for lunch today? I had filet of sole.
I told you 1,000 times, you only take food from the fat kids, and you never take a kid's dessert. When are you gonna teach me marbles? I keep telling you, all the important stuff can't be taught, okay? You just have to learn.
Sullivan will be going away for a while.
I don't want to go.
Don't worry, okay? I'm gonna earn some money and get you back.
How?
Well, I'm not sure yet. I know Lester will have some ideas.
Steven Soderbergh directed this movie, his follow-up from Kafka. Jesse Bradford, who you may remember from such films as Clock Stoppers and Swim Fan, is in this movie. It's just one of his earliest film roles. And it's one of Steven Soderbergh's most underrated movies. It's a film that kind of is underrated because he's made so many great movies in his career, and not a lot of people really get the chance to talk about this one, but it's a great movie, great cast overall. Bradford's in here. You see Adrian Brody in there, Jerome Crabb, Lisa Eichhorn, Karen Allen, Spalding Gray's in this, Katherine Heigl, Lauryn Hill, Amber Benson from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Just a great cast overall, great film overall, very underrated Steven Soderbergh movie. And with that said, on to the next movie we have here, and that is The Ballad of Little Joe.
Throughout history, society has driven women to make difficult decisions in the name of survival.
Here she is, boys! Come and get her! You're mine now! Give me my money! I sold her the affair and swear!
Some have chosen surrender. Some have chosen escape.
We'll find you!
And some...
It's against the law to dress improper to your sex.
...have made the boldest choice of all. Joe Monahan went searching for a new life.
Many different sorts of men come here.
So basically, it's Mulan in the Wild Wild West. I mean, I haven't seen this movie. I can't really comment on it too much, but I just know that this movie was one of the top movies that came out that weekend. It's got Susie Amos, Bo Hopkins, Ian McKellen, Heather Graham, Melissa Leo, and I don't know, could be good. So, not much more I can say about that one. On to the next movie, and that is Wilder Napalm.
Wilder Napalm had a great job.
How was your day?
Same as usual. No excitement.
A great wife.
Bring home them boots and helmet tonight.
In fact,
Like my sugar.
everything seemed great.
Heads up!
Until the day the circus came to town. They were rude. They were annoying. They
Wilder!
were brothers.
You're a clown. Good.
Most notable because of the couple of names that are attached to it. Of course, Dennis Quaid's in here, Deborah Winger, Arliss Howard, Glenn Gordon Caron, the creator of shows like Moonlighting and Medium, but most notably Vince Gilligan, who also is best known for his work with Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. I was going to say Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, but you get the idea. I haven't seen this movie, so I can't really comment on too much, but Vince Gilligan wrote it. That's got to be something of noteworthiness. And that's pretty much all I got to say about Wilder Napalm. I know nothing about this movie, so that's pretty much all I got on that one. So on to the next movie, Needful Things from Stephen King.
Businessman in Castle Rock, and for a price, he'll get you anything you want. The devil is open for business. and business is booming. From Stephen King's best-selling book.
How is it going? They killed my wife. Is that wrong?
Hey, these things happen. Needful Things. Rated R. At theaters Friday.
Not one of Stephen King's most memorable movies. This is directed by Charlton Heston's son. And actually, the only movie that Charlton Heston doesn't show up in from the director's son. It's got Ed Harris, Max von Sydow, Bonnie Bedelia, J.T. Walsh, and I don't know. It just didn't feel like a movie that really. It basically had kind of a one-note premise, and Max von Sydow is great in anything he's in, usually for the most part, and he is having the time of his life in here, but he's the only thing that's really carrying this movie of noteworthiness. Everything else is just kind of like, it's there, there's nothing really all that interesting or exciting about it. There's a 4-hour cut of this movie that aired on TBS in the 90s where they put in an hour's worth of footage, and this movie's already 2 hours long, so you basically have a 3-hour movie extended to a 4-hour film now. No, a 3-hour film extended into a 4-hour time slot, which doesn't make any sense, but this movie is just meh. So, Mel Gibson's next with The Man Without a Face.
It's called The Man Without a Face, a major triumph. Gibson shines as an actor and director.
Have a good look. Get it over with.
Heartwarming and rewarding. Mel Gibson, The Man Without a Face, rated PG-13, now playing at a theater near you.
Not a bad directorial debut from Mel Gibson, but it definitely feels like an Oscar baitish type of movie. It felt like a movie he was trying so hard to get an Oscar for, instead of actually writing a really good script. But I think he made up for it with the next movie that he directed, which was Braveheart, which eventually was an Oscar winner. Like I said, the movie overall it's perfectly fine for what it is. I just don't think it really did anything that special or unique to make it stand out over some of the other much better films that were coming out at the time. So. That's pretty much my thoughts on The Man Without a Face. On to the next movie, and that is Mark Dacascos in Only the Strong.
Charles Darwin's theory, natural selection, a general description. Anybody? How about I naturally select to walk out of this boring classroom?
The kids of Lincoln High had no discipline.
You must think I'm playing punk.
No respect.
Teach him a lesson, man!
No one to look up to.
You had a job you were supposed to do last night.
Until one of their own was crazy enough to take them on.
Mr. Lewis Stevens, former graduate of Lincoln High.
Oh, he must be a loser then.
Okay, let's get started. Drop the bags, drop your skateboard, drop your pants.
He's taking the kids everyone has given up on.
Man, you don't know nothing about anybody here.
And giving them something to believe in.
I really have no idea what the hell is going on in this movie. It looks like it's trying to be Dangerous Minds mixed with a martial arts movie, but it definitely does not show any memorability whatsoever. In fact, this movie has under 8% on Rotten Tomatoes, so not a lot of people really enjoy this movie. It probably shows why, because this movie doesn't look exciting whatsoever. That's all I got for you on that one. Only the Strong. Next movie, Patrick Swayze in Fatherhood.
Ex-con Jack Charles was on the run from the law when his 2 kids decided to go with him. Now he's a single parent.
Well, what's for dinner?
Struggling to raise his family.
We're going to have one hell of a Thanksgiving dinner.
It's not Thanksgiving.
You're being negative. Patrick Swayze in the movie that proves a father's work
I have to go to the bathroom.
is never done.
I hate all this family crap.
Fatherhood, rated PG-13. Starts Friday, August 27th at a theater near you.
Not a very good movie from Patrick Swayze. I think this is one of his more notorious flops that he's ever done. It's written by the same man that wrote Endless Love, and that was a great movie. That's pretty much all I got to say about this one. It's not just wasn't very funny. Just was very lackluster. I don't know what kind of a tone it even wanted to set. It's a movie that's instantly forgettable. So, Fatherhood. Speaking of forgettable movies, remember when Roberto Benigni was Inspector Clouseau? Son of the Pink Panther.
Benigni is an incurable loon. He's off the wall. See Benigni once. You'll be his fan forever. In Blake Edwards' Son of the Pink Panther, rated PG. Starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
Another great movie where Henry Mancini wastes his talents, and Blake Edwards, he basically just said, fuck this shit, I'm out, because he retired from filmmaking after this, and it's not because of a lack of trying. I guess, Roberto Benigni isn't a bad choice to play the new Clouseau, but you gotta come up with some funnier jokes and material than what they've been doing in these latter Pink Panther movies. Like, once Peter Sellers died, it was like this series was just, it went down the toilet quickly, only to have somewhat of a brief revival with the Steve Martin movies. But even then, those movies are not even anywhere close to what Peter Sellers was able to do with the original Pink Panther movies. And, it's just not a good movie. It's just not really all that exciting. The only thing that's great about it is the opening sequence with, why am I forgetting his name now? Bobby McFerrin doing the Pink Panther theme. That's it. But other than that, this movie was a complete dud. So, on to the next movie, The Thing Called Love.
Her name is Miranda.
Miranda Presley. No relation.
She works in a world of wannabes and hopefuls.
How do you like Nashville so far?
I'm writing a song about a waitress who kills herself.
She sings in a world of her dreams.
Your song is a novelty song, and maybe you need to dig in a little deeper.
And you are so worried about turning out like everybody else.
You will never, ever make it as a songwriter.
My name is Miranda Presley, and maybe I haven't yet, but someday I will write a song that'll make you regret you ever said it. You got it.
The last thing River Phoenix ever did before he died a couple of months after this movie came out. You got Samantha Mathis in the leading role, and there's nothing really all that interesting or unique about it that makes this stand out on its own. It's pretty much a movie that's been done over and over again, but I don't know. I thought it was alright. I think the performances overall really are what carry it over. Mathis, I think, does a very good job in here. Phoenix is very good here. So is Dermot Mulroney, Sandra Bullock, directed by Peter Bogdanovich. It's an okay movie. It's not a great film all around, but I enjoyed it for what it was. So